Wassim, where does the effective liberation of Mosul then leave the Islamic State group?
Actually, we should say at first that the fight isn't over yet. As the Prime Minister said, there's two pockets. It's actually four neighborhoods along the Tigris River where jihadis are putting up a fight since, even though the victory was declared 24 hours ago, today the area witnessed even airstrikes and continuous attacks of the police and special forces. By losing the town of Mosul, which was the biggest town that the Islamic State controlled ever, 2 million people in 2014, they will lose their actual wish of statehood. Because by losing this town, they will lose the people in it, they will lose economic resources, and this ability to say that they are a state. Knowing that, on the other hand, they are anticipating this loss since the day they went into Mosul, so since 2014. Because for them today the fight isn't for territory. Since more than 1 year and a half, in their propaganda and discussions I was able to conduct with some of them, and in their literature even, they are saying that cities aren't important. The important thing is to put up the fight, as they did in Sirte for 7 months, as they did now in Mosul for 9 months, which is longer than the Battle of Stalingrad, for example. We are getting closer to the fighting in Grozny, for example, the 3 battles of Grozny in the Caucasus with Russia and jihadis. And still, it's one of the biggest battles of modern warfare. Drones were used by jihadis, robots were used, and a huge number of soldiers were involved in this attack. And they will lose Mosul militarily. They lost before Fallujah, they lost Tikrit, they lost Beiji, and they lost other towns. But one more time, what's important for them today and for their propaganda is to say that they put up the fight against technically the whole world, and that's what they're going to use now.
So it's looking like Raqqa will fall soon too, but what you're saying is that they're weakened in terms of territory, but actually their game plan has changed, and so overall we can't say they're weaker.
Yes, of course, because they anticipated all this. Because we should remember also, maybe the fight for Raqqa will be easier because Raqqa is much more smaller than Mosul. But we should remember that in 2011, the Islamic State were a few hundred fighters in the desert of Anbar. They were able to take half of Syria and half of Iraq in a few months. Today, what do they represent? They are present in Libya, they are present in Tunisia, in Yemen. Thousands of jihadis in Afghanistan. The fighting isn't over yet in Marawi, in Philippines. The highest number of U.S. soldiers killed by the jihadis is still today, Islamic State jihadis, is in Afghanistan. So we shouldn't forget all those elements by focusing only on territorial losses. Today, the group is much stronger than he was before taking over half of Syria and half of Iraq. So the ideology will survive the loss of territory, especially, one more time, that they anticipated, that they planned all this. They have, we should call it a strategic vision about this. They are planning on the long term, not on the short term. And we see today, with evolutions on the ground, that all the actors on the Iraqi and on the Syrian scene are trying to anticipate the upcoming wars. Because we know for sure that all those cities, all those destroyed from the border of Iran up to the border of Lebanon, on the west, all those cities destroyed, all those people left in the deserts and camps, this problem will come back again, maybe in another form, just when the military pressure gets weaker because of money, because of changing political systems in the West, because of elections. Military pressure will be less stronger in a few months, in a few years. And if all the elements that made the Islamic State that strong in 2014 remain, they will come back again, maybe another form, but they will come back again.
All right. Well, thank you very much indeed for your analysis, Wassim.